several other teams inside of the top 10 that have had great tournaments thus far. Stronky, to be certain, is one of those, currently sitting in third. So we'll see where they're able to land.
Yeah, Team Jamafando, they're all out here, out just in 11th place. Clapson, we saw a good bit of 13. Team Method Sick in 12th. Just outside the top 15, though, are Stukek, C Pentagon, Team Echo, Team Control Deck in 21st, who hasn't really had the best ability, therefore, in map number 1, map number 2, they're going out really early on, able to get kills and good fights, but as our teams drop in, we've got a relatively central zone once again. Think of the teams that are jumping just to that northeastern portion of Al Mazrah City over in No Name, but this looks rather interesting here for our former World Series of Warzone winners.
Oh, they've done it once, they've done it twice. Can they do it a third time? And they've dropped the observatory all of those times. Now, there's only 2 of them in this map, so they might play a little bit more patient, a little bit more conservative. They want to grab all the loot that they can, but we'll see what they're able to do. They're playing with 2 there in observatory, having to take a fight where they're already down a person. Now, one of the teams that we haven't talked about too much yet, but we should be talking about them, Robstar. Enigma shouted them out, taking down Jukeyz squad earlier in the last map. Been playing fantastic, but in trouble from Team 13. Oh, Rob goes down. Groovy playing kind of backup, but I don't think he's going to be able to do too much. And I think if I'm Rob, I'm saying just get out of dodge. I don't know if you're able to protect me. They're able to find one, but a push close range. Groovy goes down. We've lost 2 now. Quirky's going to have to relocate. No reason to stay here, especially when the other team's hunting you down to try to send you to the gulag early. This team, by the way, Tip, I believe is sitting in 6th place. You can't go down early when you're going into the 3rd map.
You really can't. Now, jumping back, Joshy, Skims, Bergs, no eliminations thus far. It's not a bad move, right? You land a little bit uncontested. Sure, there's 3 teams in the area, and you've got a good line of sight, but prioritize getting those good weapons off drop, swapping out that pistol. You can see picking up an SMG, so now we're going to move a little bit forward. But peep that location. You're going to sandwich Team 28 here in just a hot second.
That's right, and Kibby's is in trouble as well. Going to have to try to get out when you're the only player remaining on your team, it seems like, in this area, and there's 3 other squads here. Yeah, maybe this isn't the time to try to farm for kills. Let's go stay alive. Let's grab some loot and get to a buy station as soon as possible if our teammates aren't winning their gulags. Joshy's got a nice high ground position here and kind of on the furthest edge of this fight. You just want to make sure you don't get sandwiched as you try to relocate to your team. 1 below, not able to find it, not yet. Goes for the push, but getting shot from behind. Perfect setup situation. Skims is able to find it, but will get knocked. And there's 3 teams all in the same building. Bergs wins the gunfight. Yes, just barely. 1 HP to write home about. Bergs, 2 kills, but gets into the gulag themselves.
Now, Team 42, Darzity and Co. moving on in. Just looking for that last player who's down, but Splash should be able to clean this up. No issues. Down to man. Not going to be able to res the teammate because he's back from the gulag and completely isolated on a separate regained spot. Focused on prioritizing money and getting back up to speed.
Dandaman has got to loot quickly and try to find some of that cash. Teammate does have enough to get the buyback if they need it, but let's head over to the fortress. And it looks like Showstopper, Ben, trying to find the Maze team here. Likely hurt Team 37, who's trying to relocate and say, yeah, this isn't my fight anymore. I've lost 2 teammates. And I think he might get hunted down. We'll see. Hero COD down below. Pure not able to compete in stage 1. Back here for stage 2 off of a sub. Unfortunately, team's in a bit of trouble because Ulix finds the better of his opponents. Not sure they knew he was up there on the top of the ladder, fighting the 1v1 against Neonfo. Liam coming in to help, and the 3rd. Perfect body stack. Perfect triple elimination. Perfect team wipe.
I'm really impressed with these teams, their ability to completely encompass the other squad. I'll call them prey. It looks like, I'm watching wild animals set up shop, and as that happens, you think you've survived, but there's another one just on the hill looking down at you. Rangito able to grab the knock and full onto 1 member, pushing this to a 3v2.
Yeah, and these are those moments where once you grab the first knock and elimination, you have player advantage, you're going to push the equation. We always talk about how to take these fights at a high percentage. That's one way, is to have more players than the other team. The other way is to have better cover to work with. Heretic's method trying to get a different angle here to hopefully help out Cams, who might be in a bit of trouble. No, Cams says, I'm in no trouble at all. I win my ones every single time. Not even going to lose all my plates. Takes down Maze Ghoul, the winner of Stage 1 Quals and top 10 performer. They're in Stage 1 Finals. Team on your screen, Cams, Heretics, just behind them in Stage 1. 11th overall. Looking to increase their odds. Back to Wars. In a little bit of trouble with some clusters, but looking down on their opponents, trying to root out the rest of this POI.
Yeah, it's not bad. We just saw them popping off in the elim feed. They were able to get a 2 knock, so maybe they're just looking to finish off the team that was in their vicinity. But as you can see on the mini map, they have disengaged and kind of hit the road running, and I would too at that point.
Yeah, I see Strong falling in the kill feed there. Strong's team currently sitting in 3rd place. This is a team that probably nearly no one knows anything about. They didn't compete in Stage 1, or at the very least didn't make it through open quals, but made it 11th in Stage 2 quals and currently sitting in 3rd. I love underdog stories like that. We'll see if they can keep up the pace after potentially a revive blender currently in map number 3. Vertex staring down a couple opponents from distance. Still waiting on the revenge tour to start from Fuzzin's team. Haven't seen it yet, but they're inside the top 15 or 20 or so.
Porky, Bodsy, and Spaz on your screen. Squad 44. Played kind of under different teams for Bodsy and Porky in the Stage 1 quals. Now reunited here together in Stage 2 finals. Already 2 eliminations for Porky. Not a bad start, right?
Yeah, you can find 2 or 3 apiece, potentially in the early game again. Get the early rotate. You'll be set up well for the end game. Kills will come in the end game.
Ooh, mountain goat time, baby. Let's go. Trying to cover the distance. Able to grab a knock, but is going to be pressured from above. You've dropped too far onto the low ground, and beautiful smoke out there, but Bodsy is still up in the building in observatory, and someone has ultimate high ground on top of the dome. And check it out, Benno here getting peppered from none other than FIFA and AB Wiz. And when you've got incoming mortar strikes, you're just trying to outlast with as many shields as you have.
Yeah, interestingly enough, observatory, of course, is one of the hot spots on the map. This is where 1st place and 2nd place are dropping. This is squad 6. This is 2nd place team Meeks, Santify, Benno Jr. High ground position in observatory. They're going to fight for it and try to walk out of observatory as the last team standing. They're going to have to go through team FIFA kill as well, though.
Oh, speaking of, he's able to grab the knock onto Blade and the full
Vortex
disengaging, but being peppered. We're enacting the 5Ds of dodgeball here, just trying to play their life, plating up down to no more plates, able to really stop the bleeding. Has 2 eliminations alone, but no real placement multipliers just yet. But to be fair, the 70 points that they've really garnered through the first 2 maps is solid, but they want to keep the distance between them in 1st and 2nd. Obviously, sealing their ticket to global LAN finals is the most important thing, but honestly, doing it in style and with some cash, that's the way to go.
Yeah, 10,000 a piece if you win this tournament. It's not just a spot in the global finals in London. That's a lot of cash. Now, I think the comms that are going back and forth between Blade, Vortex, Savvy Ultras right now is we just need a decent game, right? We don't need anything crazy. We have a massive buffer. We've been playing with confidence and it's working, back-to-back winning. But this map, playing a man down, we want to play a little bit more patiently and just go for an okay map. If we can get double-digit score, we'll count that as a win. At least that's what I would say. If you can increase your score this map by double digits, you're doing fantastic. Let's get up into the 80s. Let's take a look at the map and see where everybody's at and see if maybe Vortex is able to do that. Several teams already set up an airport. There was an inkling in my brain that maybe we would see another city drop, but no. Circle is pulling further south this time around, and I think Team 27, 2nd place in our qualifiers, might be thinking, hey, it's going to be an airport. That's Infernal, Brilo, and Kong looking for a win, and they're going to have to contest 33. That might be the early bird or the first mouse. It doesn't matter. They have set up for the in-game inside of airport against Team Kryper with Zaito and Absoluti.
We've got Team Jukeyz and Team Guns over in H5 right now. It's not a bad location on Al Mazrah to have. And as we overlook the marshlands, there's a lot of chaos going down, and Gromalok was finding some early success for their team in that early game, but now pressured, forced to smoke and disengage. And anytime you run into a little bit of pressure, just jump into the water, swim it out. You said it earlier, Michael Phelps, hit that breaststroke and just keep going.
Yeah, it's a decent way to get out of dodge. Now, some of these players are able to root out some people in the water. I don't really know how. It is so difficult to see people, and if you can smoke and swim, yeah, I think they're going to make it out. That's the team we're looking to see a bit more from, by the way, Gromalok squad. Every single person I've asked who's going to be the top 3, they're talking the top of the leaderboard, and if they have to pick a 4th, they're picking Gromalok's team, who got 3rd in stage 1. This is a quote-unquote underdog who's not really an underdog, so watch out for Gromalok. Hopefully they come online in the second half. Zyto looking to come online here in the second half of this map after they wipe out some of the teams inside of airport. This is the fight we were talking about of who's going to hold down potential in-game. Looks like team 33, Zyto, Absolutely, Kraper, only team left in airport. So second half of this map looking to go in their favor.
Could be a really big one for them. Think about where they are on the points leaderboard, sitting in 42nd place. So if they can throw down a massive game here in map number 3 and shoot themselves up the leaderboard, it's exactly what they need to have happen. But jumping on board, we're outside the zone here. Squad 12, Pro Urzen on your screen over here in Hydro, taking to the streets. Not a bad idea, rotating in, scouting your sight lines, and then kind of pushing in all together, just making sure that if something does happen, maybe someone's holding a rooftop that you're not expecting, and you start getting peppered, you can easily double down with reinforcements.
Squad 17 finding Mubisti in their sights and just not able to connect. No, finally, just barely connecting from range. That's that awkward range with the Cronin, who's just a little bit too far to hit consistency, but able to grab the knock. We'll see if they can clean it up here. It will kind of give that signal flare to the rest of their team. Hey, let's push the encounter here. Let's try to wipe this squad that's rooting out the edge of our zone. We want to be able to rotate without fear of a team trying to creep up behind us. Don't think Motel is going to be able to do that, but hey, a kill is a kill. Put Collapse into 3.
Clavson currently in 13th place overall, just inside the top 15. A little bit of a bubble action there for them. They were also 12th in stage 1 quals, looking to seal their tickets to the global finals. Not a bad move there, but you can see your map 1 and 2 winners going under fire. Were able to get the buyback onto Blade, but lose their life in the process. And this is alluding to that kind of regain blender that we talk about. Are you willing to give your life for your teammate? It's unfortunate, but at least they're still alive.
Such a difficult situation to be in. We'll see if they're able to regain and grab some kill multipliers or a couple kills along the way. We're seeing visions pop off in the kill feed here. Jukey's team apparently under fire. Saw Oki go down a moment ago. Team FIFA kill, another team we want to keep an eye out for. Want to see where they're at on the map. But Team 17 fighting here on the edge of zone against Liam, who had a pretty decent start from what we could tell. Early team wipe that is going to add to their overall numbers. We saw IG Lipton, I believe, inside the top 10 overall in ranked. So, you know, he's been grinding. Doesn't necessarily translate to custom success, unless it does. Top 10. I know we saw one of our back-to-back map winners inside the top 10 on ranked TIFF. I don't know. Maybe this is the evidence you need to say, hey, maybe it does matter how much you're playing the game.
I mean, it would make sense, right? The confidence, you're working and practicing maybe those fights that you're taking and the approach to pushing onto buildings, but Methods looking to shoot fish in a barrel, taken with that Cronin, that team, Ben, on your screen, looking to find themselves just on the other side of the water. But of course, Cams, Daga, and Methods don't want to make that happen. They want to pick up as many eliminations as they can, finding themselves also in the top 15 for eliminations so far. Map 3, though, starting off good for a lot of teams that are around the bubble.
Yeah, this is a fun team to talk about, too. I think it was Ellen that was talking about former CDL pros or CWL pros. Heretics Methods played, is on a Spanish team here, Team Heretics, former CWL pro. A team to watch out for. They've been doing well today and seemingly doing well with this more aggressive outside circle strategy, at least on this map. Gromalok, the team in question of everybody's quote-unquote fourth in their top 3. They got 3rd in stage 1, so I don't know how they're making it to 4th this time around, but they do need to pick up the pace a little bit. Gromalok taking an eye out here to pick off a couple teams here on the edge of circle themselves, and maybe just at the very least get to circle and then turn around and hold some of these squads. They're gonna have to run into Team 43 first, though.
Yeah, finding themselves within the top 5 of the 15 that are needed well into the map 3, which is halfway. It's not a bad start. Gromalok had 13 eliminations. He's 11 and Aydan on 6, but they're going to get peppered from afar. This is what you get when you're rotating out into the open. At least Aydan and he's able to stay alive. A little bit of a smoke and disengage, trying to hug that mountain. You can see Team 35 up at the very top, and this is a tough position to find yourself in because now you're vulnerable to every team in the nearby setting.
Yeah, this is one of those classic situations that there's almost nothing you can do about. You're trying to get the zone to hold your opponents down below, and there's 3 teams, it looks like, trying to rotate in behind you, but at the same time, there's already somebody there. You went too late. You've got to go earlier to have a chance to hold teams rotating in. You have to know that there's a team already in the position that you want. This is World Series Warzone EU Finals. That's just a small error that's going to come back to bite them as they get eliminated. We are into the final 38 teams as we move into about to be the 4th circle. Bubble CT on your screen. Echo, Tomster Bomb. Looking like inside of the circle. Fighting for position. Jockeying back and forth to 28 and 18. Here's that edge. You can see Fuzz in Pentagon also fighting on the edge. Gotta have a competitive edge, but fighting on the edge in World Series of Warzone, not usually the best strategy. Sometimes it's just what happens with the drop spot you pick and the zone that is given to you.
Pentagon down and out, as you can see in the kill feed, as we continue pushing towards this high ground. Relatively tough push, but that's why you like to see things like, you know, precision airstrikes, mortar strikes, any kind of air support that would help you delineate the attention from your squad as you're moving up by foot, especially when you have teams like Team 36 on that ultimate high ground.
Jeez. Well, that's strong. Team currently in 3rd place. They've been doing something right, and apparently it's high ground. Now they're rotating off to get to the next circle early. Very smart move. You can see they've already hugged the edge of the next circle. They're going to be fighting Team 35 along the way, but have enough time to potentially take that fight before the squad on your screen just a moment ago gets the 3rd party. Blade and Vortex, or at the very least, Blade still alive somehow. Not a ton of kills. Maybe trying to farm some of the kill multipliers. Just sneak in, grab some sort of stabilization point, and have a chance as the zone creeps further and further towards airport. See if the team that won the airport fight sticks there and holds it and wins overall. If history repeats itself, Tiff, that's highly unlikely, but at least you'll have an advantage going into some of those fights.
I mean, at this point, they're just playing buyback simulator, but that's all it takes. You just got to stay consistent. Meanwhile, FIFA kill Oak. They have been in an engagement for the past minute and a half. Trades are flying, and you can see right there, Blade wiped over by airport. That is done and dusted. Your map 1 and 2 winners will not be running it back for a map 3, but Santify, they're taking to the high ground. Exian, good line of sight, not able to get the down. Does have a PA if they do need so, but you are being poked and prodded from every direction, trying to stay on the high ground. Meanwhile, here comes the PA.
Yeah, Inkseeds goes down. That's team in 8th versus team in 2nd. Team in 2nd is winning out currently, taking high ground here at airport. A great position for Meeks' team. We saw a moment ago, Bastardo was on the screen. That's actually the older brother of Bino Jr. So some brother-brother rivalry, and currently Bino Jr. is winning out, playing with Santify and Meeks in 2nd place overall, and another fantastic game going their way thus far. Nice high ground, picks up another from distance. This is why you take these positions early. You can pick up some free picks along the way that quickly add up. Joewo and Patsuka trying to enact some revenge at some point on the low ground, but so difficult to contest this high ground position at airport, especially if the zone continues to favor them on the very edge of this building.
Yeah, they may have the high ground, but you can see Jukeyz, Lenun, and Vision on the low ground as Meeks trying to eliminate everyone that's trying to take nearby high ground as well, so they can just keep the ultimate just on the outskirts of that ring. Will have to drop off of this eventually and push right into where Jukeyz is now. And Jukeyz has been fighting tooth and nail to get into that top 15. Finally did it after map number 2, which is a good start. And you think about all the watch parties we have going on for the World Series of Warzone. Team Tommy, they'll be playing as well there, but right now EU watch party picked Jukeyz for the #1 team, as well as Repulse for their watch party. And we did see some standout performances in the stage 1 regional finals, and I would love to see them fight for this as well. And they will be able to make up a lot of ground, especially with Blade and Vortex going out early on here.
Well, here's this massive edge fight that's about to happen. I love that we're getting a chance to see it. Team 42 is set up early on the edge. There are 5 teams, 6 teams in this area. Who goes down first? I think Darcy's squad's in a great position, but the problem is when you're playing interiors like this, If somebody's got a dead silence, Enigma broke it down beautifully on main with the map. Blade and Savvy Ultras and Vortex, they push these buildings correctly, and you can lose your gunfight even if you're in the position first, because you don't hear the first early encounter and you lose one down in players. It's tough to win 3v2s.
Sweezy, Tony White, and Danda Man, low ground, hugging the door, will have to move. You can see Team Echo, Tomsterom, and Bubble in the neighboring building. They are a bubble team. No pun intended, but we are crouch fighting in, just like that. They were waiting for you. This is detrimental, trying to get that precision airstrike in and a rotate in. But if you're Tony White, you have to keep your team's dream alive. You only have one elimination, but going out now in 25th place is not necessarily the placelet multiplier that you want, because it's only 1.2 right now.
Another underdog team, third place in the quals, didn't make a performance at all in stage 1, didn't appear anywhere, trying to make a name for themselves and in trouble here in map number 3. Bubble, great position. We talked about Echo, Bubble, Tomsterom here on the 3rd level of this building, raining hellfire from distance and finding a few eliminations, but losing one in kind. A sneaky pick through the window, down to 2. A ton of teams are about to rotate to the next circle. This is about to be pure unadulterated chaos. Tiff, we lose another. Echo in trouble. Tomsterom last alive with only 1. Smokes galore will help. Will it be enough as you're one of the last teams to rotate in?
Echo able to get back up courtesy of some beautifully timed smokes from the teammate, but everyone is collapsing. This final zone is disgusting, and Tomsterom looking to break out of that bubble, shooting forward, but gets flanked from behind a drill charge to capitalize on the down that they were able to get. But Melvin goes in for the trade, and just like that, they are eliminated. Hopefully it was enough, but Jukeyz, Lenun going big on the rotation eliminations for them as well.
Rotation eliminations for Lenun and Jukeyz. FIFA kill squad just on the outside of the circle on the right-hand side, looking in a great position themselves. Morpheus with the signal 50. Joewo said we might see it. This is the first sniper we've seen on Made broadcast, getting a few picks himself. There goes a knock from Morpheus. Looks like the caster curse actually went in the side of the players this time here, Tiff.
It do be like that sometimes, but Morpheus, Rocket, Zakar on the roof of the building. Inside zone methods gonna be found out and eliminated as well. You say sometimes the eliminations will come, and that they are, especially in this type of endgame.
Hello.
Dolphin dive ain't gonna save you now. Fully eliminated for them as well, but doesn't seem like it was a squad wipe just yet. You can see Visions over there to the left, and Oak, FIFA, squad 14 on your right, and Boogs inside the gas station, trying to keep the dream alive for Stukex and Benzine.
Top 10 situation, 10 teams left, and it's pure chaos with one building inside of circle. Morpheus on the high ground with the signal, looking for picks from above. Certainly will happen as players get rooted out from down below. Signal 51, no, yes, 2, doesn't get it. Somebody else grabs it. Yeah, I think that does go to a different team. That's Daga grabbing the kill on Shucks. Morpheus is gonna hate to look back on that one if they lose by 1. Couple players in the air. Can we find a pick? Has 6, maybe a 7th on Jukeyz. Yep, see you later, alligator. Signal 50 coming into play for 7 now for Morpheus on high ground. Uh-oh, new zone. Everyone's got to move.
This rotation is going to be disgusting. Visions going out as well. And I do love when people try to stay up in the air towards endgame strategy, but will it be enough, especially with someone on a rooftop with the signal 50? Oak going in for the rotation, trying to make a play. MP5 from a distance, though, goes.
Look, team shots, MP5 in a dream. They must be out of ammo maybe in the AR. I don't know what's going on, but it's working. They've grabbed a knock. Morpheus has finished off the kill on Oki. Oki is out of it. Looks like FIFA kill still alive on the low ground. Found our way to the top 7 into the moving zone. Morpheus and Co are going to have to move, but this was a perfect setup for their team comp. They played their positioning perfect. Will it pay off in the end? Still a great game, but they're not even inside the top 5 yet. Still 6 teams left. Zach's team's on the low ground, taking the late rotation strat. FIFA kill is the last one remaining inside the zone, way back in the back. Hopefully trying to clean up some kills, likely with a durable gas mask. Hollow finding the eliminations first, though. There goes FIFA. Hello.
They're pushing in. Team Clabson was the first team to rotate, and now Hallow getting down and out. Morpheus and Co, they have to rotate off the top of the building, but they are going to get annihilated. Clapson still has a member left in that zone. Team 13 in there, as well as Zach and his squad push forward
Massive.
and take the victory in map number 3.
A huge push from Zach. There was a thought there for a moment that FIFA Kill was going to get the craziest rat flank of all time and wipe about 6. Only found 2, but still a fantastic map for FIFA Kill. Congratulations to Zach, though, for winning map 3. The first different winner we've had thus far after 3 maps. Congratulations. How many eliminations did they have, though, Tiff?
That was tough, right? That's the big question, is what they were able to do with that 2x multiplier for that victory. But that zone pool, one of the most horrendous things I've ever seen. And honestly, with that early rotation, Team Clabson able to just stay alive on that high ground and wait for everyone to filter through and pick it off. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's the classic saying. High ground always wins, except when you have to rotate off high ground, right? The low ground position, they weren't able to grab a ton of eliminations while Morpheus was picking everybody off from the skies. But when they had to rotate, Morpheus's team couldn't close it out for a victory, and it was Zach on the low ground that grabs the win. So here's that victory moment, a massive win, huge celebration.
Let's go, les gars.
Let's go, frère.
C'est ce qu'il fallait, ça. Let's go, baby.
Oh my god, gros.
Let's go.
Come on, frère. 17 points.
Let's go, gros. Ça gagne pas des Game Award Series, bordel de merde. Let's go. Let's fucking go, gros. Bien joué, les gars. Let's fucking go,
Bien joué,
gros.
bien joué.
Well, a big win, Tiff, and if I did my math correctly, I believe that's 34 points for Zach and Co. That's a big win when you start adding up the total tallies. That's about on par with Blade and Savvy Ultras.
That was impressive. It really was. The celebrations are definitely in order. You think about kind of what went the approach, right? You saw Hallow drop down and immediately try to fight their way in, but it was good that they were united as a team. Front pushing in, you mentioned the flank.